All right, here we go. Cravings. Why do I have cravings? Why do I have cravings? Why? I can't even do anything regular without getting these cravings every single day, right? Or it stops me from following the nutrition plan that I had planned out. I planned to eat really good all day, right? I planned to eat really good all day, and now I have these cravings, and now I just feel like I realized that I had stuffed my space with a bag of chips and chocolate and all the things. Oh, dang it. Why did I do this again? Right? How does this happen? And how can I make it not happen? Right? We're going to dive into all that. I am Dr. Beth Westie, women's health and hormone expert, author of the books The Female Fat Solution and Female Menopause Solution. These are on Amazon, talking all about how to eat for your hormones and your cycle. This is a big part of cravings. When you have hormonal imbalances, it leads to cravings. So that leads me to the very first bullet point that I'm going to talk about. You can have cravings basically because you are under eating. That's the first thing. I'm going to put undernourished. This can mean with actual food, like calories, or even minerals and vitamins. Now, I talk a lot about, and on my YouTube channel, Dr. Beth Westie, which you can subscribe to, I talk a lot about how to eat for your hormones in my cycle, as well as in my book, and that you actually need more nutrient in the progesterone phase. Otherwise, you are not going to be getting enough nutrient in, and your body will have a lot more cravings. Now, a lot of times people say, oh, if you're craving chocolate, that's magnesium. If you're craving salty foods, you actually need more minerals in, specific things like that. Sure. But overall, the general point would be is that you're actually not getting enough nutrient for what your body needs. That's why you're having these cravings. That's why your system is like, oh, your brain is like, oh my gosh, give me this right now. I need it, need it. Rah! And if you are in perimenopause or menopause, your body actually needs more protein than what it used to get. More protein. That means that even if you're eating really healthy and clean, even if you're doing all these great things and you're not getting that extra protein in, that extra protein is actually your new baseline. Your body will be nutrient deficient, undernourished, and you're actually going to have more cravings. Yeah. So that's the first point here. The second point that I want to spend some time talking about is, is that you're too stressed. You're too stressed. Your brain runs off of sugars. It runs off of carbs. So if you have a lot of stress and you're using a lot more mental energy, you are going to be hungrier. And if you are trying to restrict your eating by, I'm following this plan really perfectly, I don't want to go off plan or anything. Okay, but your system is going to see that as a nutrient deficiency. And because of that stress, you're going to have more cravings, especially more sugar cravings. It becomes almost an impossible battle to win. Almost an impossible battle to win. Right? I talk about some of these stress factors and everything in my podcast, The Female Health Solution, so you can listen there. But this is a huge factor overall in why your system is struggling, and in terms of what we're gonna do about. That's what I'm gonna talk about next. Now, first off, when we talk about how do I not be so stressed, right? You need to really look at your environment. Really look at everything that you're exposing your system to. It can be work stress, it can be, family, friends, relationships, all of it that can make you too stressed. It can be over exercise, it can be under eating, it can be exposing yourself to too many toxins or chemicals, things like that your body's having a hard time processing. That's too much stress for your system. All of it. The tough thing about this is that is a really long list. That's like a super long list to tackle. How do I know which one I'm doing? Start somewhere. Take an assessment. Do you feel like you have a lot of stress with work or not? It's funny. There's actually a gal that I've been working with for a few months now, and she's hilarious. She's hilarious. But one of my favorite things about her is just how honest she is about things. And when we first started working together, she's like, yeah, I have a pretty busy lifestyle, all these things. She's like, I have some stress with my job, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. What she really meant was, when it's not that bad, is that she was really used to it. She was completely acclimated to that kind of stress. Like, that was her normal. And she was thinking that her, experiencing this like high level of stress all the time was just, that's okay. I'm used to it. My body's used to it. Okay. Yeah, it's a high level of stress, and you might think that you're used to it, but it's still very wearing on the body. It's still very, very, very wearing on the body. So now that we started to really work on stress, her system's reactions, she's sleeping better, all this other stuff, she's realizing that her life outside of work is completely different than her life at work. She literally feels completely different on the weekends, way more energy, way more mental clarity and everything. She goes to work and she's exhausted, like faster, all this other stuff. And so I was like, yeah, it's your work stress. We have to target this differently. We have to work on this differently. And she's like, I didn't realize it was like this. I was like, yeah, you don't realize because that was your constant. It was constant all the time. It doesn't feel any different. If you wake up every day and wear a backpack full of rocks, you don't really notice it after a while because it's always there. But when you get some time to actually take that backpack off, you feel like, oh, it feels so much lighter. I feel so good. And then to have to put that backpack back on again, yikes. So she actually shifted and changed some things with her work that are actually helping her lifestyle overall, that are helping her feel less stressed and having a huge impact on her cravings. A positive impact, meaning it's way easier to not have these cravings because her system's functioning better. Yeah, it's amazing. So that is the impact of stress. So besides really looking at your external environment and everything else, when we're talking about cravings, blood sugar levels is the main thing you have to look at to support. And you support your blood sugar levels, right, by making sure you're getting good nutrients in. You will need protein, fat, and carb all together when you're eating. You should never eat one nutrient group without the other. That way your blood sugars are most stable. This is the key baseline thing to do. Now there's some supplements and things like that can be really helpful for blood sugars, like berberine. Berberine is fantastic to add in, but it's not really as helpful if you're not doing this stuff first. If you're not getting enough nutrient, the right, minerals, vitamins, all that other stuff, getting proteins, fats, and carbs, and really managing your stress level, then adding in berberine, super helpful. Can be super helpful for your sugar cravings. Yes, absolutely. But if you're not doing any of this stuff and you're just trying to just take some berberine, maybe that'll be helpful. It's not really going to do what it's meant to do in your system unless you're taking care of these things first. So that is really, really, really important. Okay. Now, other things that you can do, of course, to help your system, besides making sure you're getting enough nutrient here, balancing your hormones overall. So I have my tinctures that I developed for the female body. Estrol balance to take during days 1 through 14. Progesterone balance during days 15 through 28 of your hormonal cycle. Then you'll also have the adrenal balance one, which actually helps your cortisol levels and maintenance. So this one here, make sure you're supporting that with great adaptogens. And then I also have Metabo Boost. Now this one is actually really helpful because this has specific herbs in it that actually help curb cravings. That's the wonderful thing about this. And again, I've specifically formulated these for the female body to help your system manage your hormones better. And again, these are helpful to add in, really, really helpful. I made these specifically to be helpful. But again, if you are not doing these things, they're not really going to work as well as they should. So make sure you're covering the bases first and then add in some supplements to really target what you need. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure you go in the comments and get on the wait list to work with me. If you are still struggling, if you want something customized for you, there's more information in the comments below. If you have a question on anything I've covered, leave me a question in the comments. I do check my comments. I do respond to them. So make sure that if you need some help or guidance or assistance, you are mentioning it. So that's what I got for you guys today. Let me know if there's anything else. Otherwise, I will see you later.